Angela Rayner voted to scrap winter fuel payments. She voted to cut disability benefits. She has voted to keep the two-child benefit cap. She has defended this government when it sells arms to Israel and has defended its enabling of genocide. And so my sympathy is with the millions of kids that are still in poverty, the people that were struggling, the elderly people that struggled through winter, and disabled people who, again, are having to make difficult decisions around heating and eating. That's where my sympathy is. And again, her story it epitomizes the anger that a lot of people feel when I knock on doors in Coventry and everywhere else, when they say, oh, it's one rule for you and another rule for everyone else. That's what dodging 40k in tax speaks to, that disconnect between Westminster and ordinary people. And I think we need to understand that a lot of people live very difficult lives where they're making difficult choices between paying the bills at the end of the month, and then they see politicians who just think they can get away with it, and we have to rebuild that trust.
But why does Nigel Farage sit outside of that paradigm, the idea that there's one rule for them and one rule for us? Why is it, do you think, that Nigel Farage, who has also avoided £44,000 in stamp duty, why does he sit outside of this idea that the political class is completely disconnected?
Well, he shouldn't. He frames himself as this anti-establishment guy when he couldn't be more establishment. His wealthy stockbroker background, the privilege that he comes from, and the friends that he has. He's got billionaire donors to his party, which is a private limited party, a company rather, posing as a political party. This is someone who was rehabilitated by our media class. He got 1.5 million to go and arm a celeb. He has the second highest number of appearances on BBC Question Time. Yeah. So he's very mainstream, and he is platformed more than ordinary politicians. And that's what it speaks to. It speaks to the fact that the establishment like him, the media are not going to give him a hard time because he's one of them. And so it is up to us on the left, or the duty is on us, to show people what a fraud he is, how he has voted against their interests, how he opposes their interests, and how he's going to harm them. And I was going to say destroy their lives, but I guess if you're a migrant or if you're from a marginalized background, him in power is going to destroy your life, and is a scary, scary thing to come to terms with.
Well, let's talk about your party. I think it's safe to say that when you announced it broke the internet.
Not quite like Kim Kardashian, but
listen,
close.
Both great moments in my world, okay?
You should have got Corbs to get his arse out.
That's not what I was going with, but we're here now.
I've got a note in my script that says, the party had XXX supporters, because we're not actually sure of the numbers. I've heard, what is the number?
Over 750,000. And the coolest bit is we got over 200,000 sign-ups within the first 20 hours, which just speaks to the desperation, the energy, and how excited people are, because that rate is immense. It makes me low-key speechless.